Hey everybody, how we doing? Welcome back to Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin, doing a little live stream today. Oh man, that is a beastly shadow. Look at this guy, this side. Look at this guy. We do anything about that? It's just my subpar lighting system we got here. No, there's really nothing I can do about that. That's a little bit better, right? There we go. This is just distracting. How's everybody doing? How are we doing? Other than being terrified by that spooky shadow in the background. Spooky. How are we? Hey, Stephanie, how's it going? We got Eddie from Belgium. Hey, Eddie from Belgium. What's going on, everyone? It's great to see you all in here. Mark says, great thumbnail. Is that you in the morning after too much beverage center? Oh, I'm way worse than that. I'd be lucky to be looking like that. Zach Brooks says, woohoo. Woohoo indeed, Zach. Woohoo indeed. So everybody shuffle in here where we get fully chugging along here. Here we go. Checking in from Greece, New York. Oh, what up, Greece, New York? I grew up in Greece when I was a young lad. I moved away when I was 10 to Brockport, the faraway land. I'm going to try really hard not to F with this all night, guys, like I normally do. It's so fun to play with while I talk. That's all. Oh, what's up, Todd? Camping with Champion. Hello, hello. Love the Mario canvas. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm backwards. I'm going to be doing that all night. It's not a mirror. It's the opposite of a mirror. Hashtag save the P-tunnel. Oh, man. Been putting all my effort into that one, trying to save that P-tunnel. every inch of my being. Jim from Washington Borough, Pennsylvania. Hello, Jim from Washington Borough, Pennsylvania. Hello, everybody. Pittsburgh. We got some Pittsburgh in here. We got some Pittsburgh. Beautiful city, Pittsburgh. Underrated city, Pittsburgh. Gorgeous city, Pittsburgh. All the bridges, the hills, your funicular. Checking in from the corner of Lake Ave and Driving Park. What's up, Kevin? Oh, hey, what's up? What's up? So you're near the Rose Garden there, right? Am I wrong? I used to film more videos at the Rose Garden and then that gorge down below. Earlier Small Plots vids, I felt like, in fact, I got to the point where I was like, I'm going down here too much. There's like 5 or 6 videos, I think, maybe, that take place down there. I haven't been down in years. I'm kind of due. Go check out the ruins of McCrackensville, an old settlement down there. Yeah. Hello from Philly. A lot of Pennsylvania fans in today. Hey, Pennsylvania. Oh, Camping with Champion. Camping with Champion. Todd says, I recently discovered your animation account on Instagram. Freaking hilarious. Oh, thank you. That's I appreciate that. That's actually my non-camping job. Hey, Kevin. Hi from Missouri. Your videos are a highlight of me. Well, hey, Gloom Manic. I'm glad to take a little bit of gloom out of the manic. The junkies around here have been small plotting everywhere, no matter where. Oh, yeah. I remember the first time I went down there below the Rose Garden, there was like a whole, I don't even know what to call it, like compound. It looked like it had like not, it was like maybe like abandoned for a couple months or like a month or something. Like it was like maybe, occupied for however long, and then just, I don't know if it was a sweep or if they just decided to leave. I remember like going and checking it out. It was like half fallen on one side or something. Did you consider green face paint for this video? I did consider it. You don't see it? It's on. YouTube's color correction and all that stuff. Oh man, it's ruining my green face paint gag. Laser Rocket Bomb, Laz Tuppence is making some burgers. Some tasty burgers. I love myself a tasty burger. I made long burgers a few weeks ago on Small Plots. Some nice long burgers. Drinking a nice sour tonight from Beltline Brewery. Squib asks, do you ever get your little buddy fixed? Cold weather is coming. No, I threw that directly in the trash. I tried everything. I tried the thing you sent me. I tried, there's videos. It just, I don't know. It didn't work. I cleaned it up. I did everything and like had it sitting inside for like a couple of weeks just in case like the cold was affecting it that way. It didn't work then either. So I threw it directly in the trash. Not the propane. I still have the propane. I didn't throw the propane in the trash, but I threw the little buddy heater directly in the trash. And I do need to get a new one, but it will not be the little buddy. At least that version of it. I'm looking into new versions, new things. Matthew says, hi, Kevin. I'm a bot. I love you. Hello, Matthew. You little bot, you. Yeah. New Jersey. Hey, New Jersey. What's up? My neighbor to the south-ish. Oh, we got Niagara Falls, New York in the house with a Colch Peach Mango. Nice. Haven't been in Niagara Falls in a minute. Your Main Street is terrible. Sorry. You probably already know that, though. It's not like it could be construed as good. The first time I went to Niagara Falls, I grew up in Rochester, but the first time I went as like an adult, and I was like an idiot. I just like GPSed to Niagara Falls, and I just show up in like the middle of like the city area. I wasn't supposed to be there. That's not a place for me. Got a lot of weird looks. Rest of the city is lovely. I think that was Main Street. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Union Street, whatever it's called. I don't know. My daughter creates small plots all over the house. Oh, yes. The perfect place to create the perfect small plot. Little couch fort, little cushion fort. We'll waddle on for a few more minutes here. Then I'll get into the main topic, our AI horror channels ripping us off here in the camping community. It's a topic that I know everyone is just sweaty to talk about. I've lost the track of the chat. I'm sorry if I skip some. That's cool. Here by Cassville. Nice. Scary plots with Kevin for Halloween overnight. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for Halloween this year. I'm not really sure. I never like really do anything like that crazy. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Oh my. Oh yeah. So how do I do that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I really want to. No. Can I do it that way? There's supposed to be a way for me to manually do ads, but I can't find the button to do that. I just turned ads off. I put it to manual, and I was just like, "Oh, see what that's like." There's nothing. There's just nothing. Am I sounding? Does this? Where's the audio? The audio never seems like it's coming out of the right place. Whatever. If the audio is bad, I'm sure people will be complaining. To me, it looks like nothing's coming through, but nobody's saying that they can't hear me. Am I a little quiet? Not gonna lie, I subbed to a channel that reads creepypasta stories. Oh, that's cool. It's fine. That episode where you are trying to start the little body where it started getting colder and darker is anxiety inducing. Oh my gosh, it's annoying. I'm like not even kidding. Where I was there for like 2.5 hours, just holding it for various amounts of time. Halloween one will be awesome. Don't get your hopes up. I mean, it might be. No promises. Oops, lost everything. How often do people recognize you around town, and do you like it? Asks Nicholas Chamberlain. Occasionally. Honestly, like there was one summer, there's like actually like 2 summers ago where I was recognized like 5 or 6 times. And since then it's been maybe like 3 times. So that was real hot 2 summers ago, I guess. in the area. But also, I just don't go out as often as I used to. It's part of it as well. I'm just not out to be seen as much. At least not like that. Hey, Roots Lion, welcome. We got hello from Franktown. The Franktown. All right. AI channel should be banned. End of. Says Roots Lion. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to just outright ban something like that on YouTube, but we'll talk. What's from the beverage center? I'm drinking a double juicy sour ale from Beltline Brewery, which I've had before on the channel, but probably years ago, or maybe recently. I don't really know. I don't think it's been recent. In my head, it's been a while, but I'm also insane. Nicholas Chamberlain says we need merch. Yes, merch is coming. It's one of the things I want to talk to everybody about today. Couldn't get out for a camping video, so I like to do these live streams every once in a while when I can't get out for a camping video or make a other video. It's good to touch base, It's good to connect with the people outside of comment sections and things like that. So it's good. It's nice to see everybody. I'll wait about I don't know, a couple more minutes, and we'll get into the meat. We'll get into the meat and the potatoes. Getting married, you might need your little buddy. Yeah, what if I get kicked out of the house? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh man, yeah. Okay. I hide from the trick-or-treaters at the bar on Halloween. Hey, I mean that's the way to do it. I live in an apartment. Nobody's coming to my place for Halloween. We could think tank something for you, Kevin. Maybe graveyard camp. Oh, graveyard camp on Halloween. Thank you, think tank. Really busting the walls down on that one. Sorry, I'm just joking. But in all honesty, it might be a graveyard camp. Yeah, I'm reading these wickedly out of order. I would totally be camping on Halloween if I could. Yeah, I might, depending on how it lines up. Oh, Todd says there's a small heater he's been looking into called the Flame King portable heater. It's pretty small, kind of looks like a flashlight. Oh, I will have to. What's it called? Flame King. I'll just open up a tab and just have that. Oh, cool. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at that later. Hey, everybody. Hey. Spicy Mustard says, maybe no squirrels, but you have drop bears? Oh, it must be. Oh, you're responding to somebody. Sorry. Missed that. I can't help but scout out small stealth plots around my town. Yeah, me too. Every time I'm driving around with my fiance or something, like, hey, turn forward. You see those woods over there? Oh, we got Sam from Northwest Wind yelling my name. Kevin! Hello. Good evening, Kevin, from Abby, New York City. Hello. Abby? Adventures with John. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Hey, Adventures with John. Hope your adventures are going Johnful. Supposedly the sanitarium in Bethany, New York is haunted. Used to do ghost tours there. Is that the one? Is it like it has a name and you can buy tickets to go there? I think I went there. It's fine. It's fake. It's an abandoned building they moved a bunch of old furniture and stuff into and tried to pretend that this was here, but it wasn't. If that's, what was that called? Rolling Hills Asylum? Is that the same thing? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, we're gonna. Is that a Fancy Man hat in the background? It sure is. That's the Fancy Man hat. Yeah, on whoever this guy swimming in the beans is. I'm gonna say whoever he is. I mean, that is an AI generated photo. That was just that's my old computer back there that I just have hooked up to that random TV, and that was just a picture that was on the desktop that I created for a friend 2 years ago for some reason I can't remember. get to the tuna creations of the matter. All right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Jeez, Croyles. All right. Yes, Rolling Hills. Yes. Okay. Yes. I have been there. It was cool. It was a cool old building. It's fun to explore in that sense. But like all of the rooms were just like stuff they bought at like a flea market and like put in the rooms. It was no like no authenticity. And the lady running it reeked of liquor. Like reeked. She was drunk off her gourd. Speaking of drunk off your gourd. So some of you may have seen or noticed an uptick of these horror channels. They all have similar names. You can't even remember them because they're all so similar, like Scary Chills or Spooky Bones or Chilled Scary Spooky Bones. You get the picture. We're talking long form videos. We're talking short form videos. And I've spent a lot of time over the past few days, particularly the short form videos, going through because those are particularly egregious. And just sort of seeing. Now, I don't judge anybody if you enjoy this content. This isn't like you shouldn't watch this. This is that. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to say here at all. In fact, you haven't even heard what I'm trying to say. I come out and say it that I'm not against these channels existing. I'm not even against having my content used on these channels. It's whatever. That's YouTube. That's talk about other channels and they use the footage. Par for the course, and I have no problem with it. But some of these things, some of these channels have a few things in common that I am not cool with. Namely, I guess I'll start with the two main things that may extrapolate from there. The two main things are reframing someone else's video and just the complete lack of effort due to the entire script being written by AI and the entire voiceover being done by AI. Let's start with the first one, the reframing. I've seen so many of these channels use footage from my channel. And by the way, I've only had a few use mine. There's like ripped off way more than me. I'm not even complaining from that point of view. But that's the only point of view I have is my own. So that's where I'm coming from. A lot of the channels that use some of my footage completely reframe my video to make it seem way, way, way spookier than it is, or to make it seem like I'm trying to make it spooky. Sometimes when you're in the woods, things get spooky. In my last video, things got spooky, but there was never one single time in that entire video where I thought it was something other than deer. The entire time, I'm just like, that's a deer. I know it's a deer. I'm freaking out, but I know it's a deer. I'm pretty sure I said something almost identical to that in the video. Not that that's, I mean, it might be picked up. I don't know. It's too new. Usually they aren't on top of videos like that. But at some point, you imagine that may show up in one of those. I've had videos where, what did I do it in the spring? Early April I posted. It was actually a video I posted on April 1st. That's why I have like myself standing in the background, stuff being weird. Where a few of these channels picked up on it and completely changed everything. Like if you watch the video and then watch the spooky version on those channels of my video, it's almost like you're watching two different videos where the entire time I like hear a weird sound and I'm like, oh, that sounds like chickens. Or something like that. Sounds like chickens in the distance. And these channels with the AI voice is like, Kevin heard disturbing sounds that he could not explain, or things like that. There was one that came out that was like, it was doing all that. It was like, luckily they didn't like do the thing. Oh, the doppelganger was behind him, because that was meant to be like an April Fool's kind of thing anyway. That wasn't meant to be anything other than that. But they haven't. Nobody's like frame that otherwise, because how could you? That'd be a little like obvious. But this other one where it talked about me hearing these different these like clucks in the distance and cracking sticks and that, you know, and I wake up in the morning and I go on a little explore and I find like something. I don't even know what it is. It's like a plastic sheet over something. It could be a structure. It could just be storage. Like there are homes and stuff. People store stuff behind their homes. But the video was basically geared towards framing it as I was being watched all night, and that person who was watching me was living in that weird little shack, and yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, they're pretty harmless. And that's why I'm saying, if you enjoy these things, of course, continue to enjoy them. I'm not telling you what to enjoy. And again, I'll repeat myself. I'm even just totally fine with them taking and using my content. But I don't want to have the content be, you know, misconstrued. When I say misconstrued, I mean flat out reframing it just to make it, you know, spookier, because things can get spooky out there. They can. Sometimes you're camping, things do get spooky. But like, how many times have I been attacked? You know, how many times has there been something really unexplainable? Half the time you watch these videos and somebody's like, look really like freaked out in their tent and they're hearing these crazy things, and you're just like, dude, that's a fox. That's a fox. It's a fox. What are you doing? And I'm saying that to both the person who is scared in their video playing it up and to the person who took the content and added the fake voiceover and script to it. It's a fox. It's not a demon. Certainly not a skinwalker. Whatever stupid crap they push. It's not any of that. It's a fox. So, what's that? What's happening? Does everyone see me okay? I got a weird message saying more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. I'm not really sure. Oh, well. I can't get rid of it. I can't click out of it. So as long as I'm still live, yeah, let's see what people's thoughts are. I haven't even got to the point, too. That was just the reframing. I'll get into the AI stuff in a second. I figured that would be a more longer-winded thing. Let's see. Oh, hey, Alec. What's going on, buddy? As it should. No one wants to be scared or T-boned in the middle of the night. Yeah, right. Some of these channels got bad things happening every time they camp. Yeah, that's part of the what I'm worried about reframing is if people see me on these videos. I got a couple of comments already where it's just like, everything, you're always getting stalked in your videos. It's like, never have I ever said that I'm getting stalked in a video. Ever. Not once. If I see eyes in the night, I'm like, look at those deer over there. The only time that I was just like, oh my gosh, there's like a person looking at me was when I was at that weird whatever it was, the hookup or drug deal, whatever it was. And then like somebody went for a walk and I just looked at each other. But they're stalking me. I was just near a trail. The way too hot video, a bit scary. Yeah, the narration was kind of dope though. Yeah, you know. AI needs its own platform. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Some would argue that AI kind of already has its own platform. Collecting mushrooms in old forests and Halloween is fun. Yes. I wonder what those channels will do with the recent video you posted with random guys walking in and out of the woods. Yeah, I don't know. Probably yeah. Something sinister. Kevin from the channel Small Plots with Kevin. Usually, I will say that sometimes they're pretty good at least saying the name of the channel. It could be better at linking the channel. Not that anyone's ever clicked on those. Nobody's like, oh, let me go there. Pardon. Pardon. This is burpy beer, apparently. I hear burping my pants off. But yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by the burps. I don't watch those crap videos. Don't even come up in my feed. Sometimes it can be entertaining. Like if it's just like a compilation of like spooky crap, like whatever, that's fine. By the way, these people aren't getting like tons of money from this. Like even if their views are higher than like the videos they take from, I'm sure their CPM is in the toilet. YouTube knows what AI generated content is. It can tell all this stuff, and it generally like doesn't put it front and center for monetization. I don't know. I don't have metrics, of course. And Social Blade is not a reliable metric by any means. So I haven't even like looked, but I would almost guarantee you that I probably do better financially from small plots than any of these. Now, I wouldn't say any, but a lot of these AI channels too. That's why they post like daily, because it's easy to rip content off. Say, hey, write a script for this. They might even be able to put the video in and say like, hey, write a script for this, describing this video. I think it may even be that simple. They may not even have to prompt it. I'm not big into AI video. I'm kind of weak at AI image generation, just what Adobe does basically. But I don't even know how to do video. I hear clipping vids used to make a pretty good living on YouTube. Yeah, I think it used to before AI and stuff, Shay. I think it did. People could do that. But also, if you actually use the official clip function, then I get the money. Of course, nobody uses that. I was up in Rochester 2 weeks ago for a visit, and I went down to the city, drove around a bit. Did I notice Nick Naho's is closing, or did they relocate downtown? They've always been downtown, unlike West Main. And it might look like they're closing because their building is a dump. They should really do something with that. Todd from Camping with Champion says, people always want me to go to a haunted location, but I'm not someone who really believes in ghosts. So I feel like people will be disappointed because I'm not going to pretend to see something. Yeah, I'm the same way, Todd. Oh, by the way, I emailed you back. I don't know if you saw it. Sorry it took so long. No, I don't believe in ghosts either. That's part of the annoyance of like having my videos framed like I'm spooked out by ghosts or something unnatural or something like that. T. Lee asks how you meet Sam Bananas. That's not what we're talking about right now, T. Lee. But I'll tell you anyway. we just met through YouTube. That's all. That's nothing. We just two guys doing YouTube. Stay away from Ellison Park. There's some shady characters down there. I noticed it a couple of times when I was visiting the past few years. I think it's a pickup spot, if you know what I mean. Yeah, maybe. Tons of stuff like that in parks. Okay, so you understand that's the first kind of issue I have with these AI chilling scares videos. Now the second thing is, of course, the more controversial and probably more discussed aspect, and that is of the AI. And that's kind of where I'm at a crossroads, because I don't think that AI is inherently a terrible thing. I think it can be a great tool in different workflows. At the same time, it is definitely going to rupture a few job markets, but it's not going to completely collapse, and people still have to use the AI. There has to be people using AI as a tool. It's like saying like Photoshop is going to decimate the photography industry. It just didn't. Not, if anything, it made it stronger. So I'm not a doomer and gloomer on the AI situation, but that doesn't mean I won't make fun of lazy people for using it lazily in cheap and annoying ways. Right. And just because it's AI doesn't really change it. I would feel the same way if it wasn't AI. If somebody just took clips, even if it was just their own voiceover, just talking over an entire episode of Small Plots or something like that, just winging it, I'd still be like, this is lazy and boring, and you should feel bad. You kind of think of them as bottom feeders, really, because they don't have any other way to exist without other people's content. They're not making their own content. And by the way, these will be the first people to fall anytime there's any kind of so-called adpocalypse, if ad companies crack down on this stuff. These channels will be the first to go. And I don't just mean any AI. There's plenty of actually some really great AI channels out there, Neural Vids, who has this whole universe of characters that is set up through interviews and fake clips of TV shows within that universe. And it's fantastic. And it's, I think it's AI, and they they do the voice acting and then maybe change their voice for the different characters with AI. Pretty sure that's how they do it, because all the characters kind of have similar cadence. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm not 100% anti-AI, but it is fun to poke fun, make fun at these low effort chilling scares. Chilling scares. And I just kind of wanted to bring it up, breach the topic. There aren't too many like camping channels that I've seen that like have that like talk about stuff like this. I'm sure I'm not the only one. That'd be silly to think that, but I haven't seen too many, whether it be through a live stream or through a video or whatever. But I just wanted to bring it up, get everybody's thoughts on that. Again, I'm not anti the AI. I'm not even anti them taking my content. I'm not even anti what they're doing. It's just sort of like what I was doing with the when I made the 5 more overrated camping trends, and I was talking about the booby campers. It's just like, I have no problem with what you're doing. I just think you need to be taken down a peg. That's all. It's just, just be taken down a peg. And I know that a lot of people, again, have been like, that have their stuff circulated and taken way more than mine. But I've seen a fair share of mine. People always let me know, hey, this channel took this. Hey, this channel took that. And some of them give credit. Some of them don't. I'd say most do, but a lot of them don't. Now, the other funny thing that I've noticed, and this is where I think this is kind of where I'm not worried. These aren't going to like take over. These are they're dependent on other people's work. But if you just scroll through TikTok and you get in like a habit of watching these, you start to see the clones of the clones of the clones. So you have like chilling scares or whatever, and they post a bunch of videos, which are basically just like TikTok versions of the long form. It broken up into parts. They're like part 1, part 2, part 17, part 32. It's asinine. And then there's another channel that pops up and just directly steals theirs, called like spooky scares. And then they get traction. They'll post like 10. They'll steal like 10 of those other videos. Is it really stealing? I don't know. They'll take some of the other videos that the other person made and just not even repackage them, just repost them, different name, and they'll get like 10K followers after posting like 7 videos. And then another channel will do the exact same thing. So these videos, like once you start watching a bunch of them, you start to notice some of them degrade so far in quality because they've been downloaded and posted and downloaded and posted and downloaded and posted so many times. It's like old memes and stuff where it's just like they start to become like kind of crunchy and pixelated and weird and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried. It's actually kind of funny to see that happen, where it's like a little taste of your own medicine. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I'm going to refill this. Lucky for me, I have another one right over here. Oh, we're blurry. It's happening. Didn't like that. There we go. Sorry. This camera is not good. It's like a cheap HD webcam from like 8 years ago. I should just get a better one. Let's see. Need an AI flag on video so you know it's AI. I agree. I think that'd be a good solution. They already make me when I'm in the studio backend uploading videos, they already require me to check a box stating if any AI has been used in the making of this. I have not seen any videos where that tag is anywhere, but it almost seems like they're setting it up to someday launch a feature like that. You imagine? You'd hope. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. People at my work use AI to write reports. Losers. Yeah, I agree. That's a little much. It's a little much. I know a lot of people use Chat GPT to ask questions or use it as a search function or this, that, the other thing. I actually have like Katie just opened the door. Very little experience using that at all. Yeah, the closest I've gotten to it is YouTube on the back end has a Hi there, Katie. Here she is. People, they have like what do you call it? Like a creator insight thing where like it can be like, here's your next video idea, and like I will sometimes be like, oh, that's not a bad title, or I'll take like part of a title from their AI generated like version. Um, but it's not like the full thing. It's usually like something obvious. Like I think the last time I did it was when I was camping in a park in the spring or something, and I added to the end, what could go wrong? I think I like got that idea from like an AI generated idea from a different video that Google was like, hey, you should make this video. By the way, all the creator insights videos are insane. It's just like, hey, your viewers would really like it for you to just camp in the middle of the street in the city, like that kind of thing. I'm like, okay. um TOGR did a series on Bigfoot. He does not believe in it at all. Yeah, it's great because he shouldn't, because Bigfoot ain't real. It's just not. I've gone on at length on live streams about Bigfoot and why he's not real, so I'll spare you. But 3 channels were so bad yesterday. They had ads in the middle of stories. At the end, like 12 ads for not even an hour. Yeah, probably because they're making, for like a video that might get like 100,000 views, they're probably making like $10. Like just peanuts. I can't imagine they're making any more than that. I could be way wrong. Like I can't imagine they're making more than that. Oh boy. Okay, I'm like a little behind here. Has anyone mentioned who is that guy in the monitor behind Kevin? He's an AI man. He was a picture. It was a picture on the desk. That's my old computer. It was a picture on the desktop. That I was like, hey, let me put up a random picture on the computer for the background of the live stream. He was there. I remember I created it like a year or two ago to send to a friend for some reason. And I think the prompt was like a bearded man swimming in a bowl of beans or something like that. So there he is. just a random guy. What I don't like about AI videos is I like historical and real world mystery channels. People use AI to generate videos on disproven urban legends or just make things up and post them. Oh yeah, no, it's a scourge. People are just like, well, I didn't say it, AI did. I just copy and paste. I've seen, and another thing that really bugs me is it's slowly, I mean, in many ways, but like it slowly just like adds to the dumbing down of people because it just mispronounces words like flagrantly. And then someday somebody might think that's the real way to pronounce that word. Like it would probably pronounce flagrantly as like flagrantly or something. It's I can't think of a good example, but I see it all the time where like you're watching a video and you like know it's an AI voice and they just like blatantly mispronounce something like an easy word. It's like, it was the end of the month or something. It's like, what? Yeah, he's in beans. He's in beans, all right. Yeah, I heard YouTube was trying to crack down on AI stuff. Yeah, they are, because it doesn't behoove them to keep it on there. Thanks, baby. It hurts them. It's not good content. YouTube needs the people and tries to make it. It needs to keep creators as happy as possible. It knows that. It knows that even though it's kind of like it's not the only video streaming or service of its kind, but it's like the most important one. Is it still? I don't know if it still is, but it was for a while. I think it still is just the number one viewed website in the world daily, like just by clicks. So AI content hurts that. At least the iterative AI content. Again, I've seen some great, just straight up like skits. Like if you're we're bored, look up neural vids, NEURALVIDZ. It's fantastic. It's hilarious. But the creator's like sense of humor shines through. It's not the creator was just like, make this and it happened. I'm not exactly sure their process, but they're voicing everything. They're still writing the dialogue and like playing the characters. They may even be acting and then having them like an AI thing over them. That is probably actually closer. That's probably what they're actually doing now that I think about it. And they're just like weird these glorons, he calls them, which I guess in the lore of it are like the creatures that come after humans, and sometimes they delve deep into the history of the humans. It's just, I don't know, it's good stuff. It is a severed head in a big bowl of beans. That's what it is. Or it's a man with a body who just has like a rubber, washer or something to seal in the beans, just so he could like be a man floating in a big bowl of beans. Never seen a Bigfoot? Yeah, no, of course you haven't. Nice Paper Mario. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I can't see it. I still have that error message saying that more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. I'm not using any streaming software outside of YouTube. Everyone's been with me before. You know the issues I've had with YouTube streaming. It's just basic stream. And I'm not going through like OBS or Streamlabs or anything like that. And it still has issues. I have stellar internet. It does look like Adam from Mythbusters. Like tear instead of tear. Yeah, exactly. It'll be like, it tears through. Tears ran down their eyes because AI doesn't know the difference. Exactly. Good example. Hello, Kevin. AI camping videos are the best. Please don't disconnect me. They're not the best. I won't disconnect you. I'm sorry, Hal 9000. Someday you'll be able to go camping, Hal 9000. We'll take you out of those digital blocks, put you in front of a nice campfire. I had a ginger drink in a bottle looking for a beer eating outside. Hey, there you go. End of the moon. Yeah, I don't know. I was a bad example, but you know what I'm saying? That's just a Canadian person, I guess. Congrats on almost 22K. Thank you, Crazy D Booney. I appreciate it. Dan Gunn says Mario. Agreed, Dan Gunn. It is Mario. Why don't you think about going down to HangCon? I have thought about it. It's in January, right? I think Tony brought it up to me one time. I'm not opposed. I created my homebrew D&D campaign with AI help. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's what I'm saying. AI is a great tool. It's like it can definitely help with like menial tasks, especially in like larger productions. Like excuse me. Like I'm not so punitive with the whole thing. Like if you have a big, say you're making like a huge movie, like a big picture with like lots of like detailed stuff in the backgrounds, and there's just like a poster on the wall or something that somebody just was like, oh yeah, we'll just AI that poster, and it's just like it's like something generic, like a lady in a leotard jumping through space or something like that, and like 99.999% of people wouldn't even see it regardless. And they were just like, oh yeah, instead of hiring somebody to just make this random little thing in the background, okay, there you go. It's going to make the movie come out faster. It's going to make it expenses lower. It's just the way it is. And by the way, that person who is going to make it on the wall is not out of a job, because they're going to be the one, if they're smart and learn their stuff, they're going to be the one still doing it, just with a prompt instead of anything else. And by the way, AI can be more than prompts, especially with the art. You can like literally draw like something and just be like, hey, I do that to it or something. I haven't really gotten into that too much, but I have seen people do that. Like I've seen like you can put like colored blocks down and be like, turn this into a scene, and like the colored blocks turn into buildings and I get it. I saw people dogging on like a local, it was like a local, like small time, like food truck rodeo thing. And they had like an AI poster for the food truck rodeo. People were like, I'm not going to that AI poster. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. It's like, all right, let's calm down. It's getting a little sweaty there. I'm sure they had zero budget, and there was no scenario where this company with zero budget was going to pay an artist to make a poster for a food truck rodeo. And even if they did have a budget, it'd be like $15 and not worth any artist's time. This is what I'm talking about. There's a huge disconnect between people's expectations, and they like oh, it's hurting the artist. I don't know who needs to hear this. I guess I just assume people know I'm an artist by trade. It's what I do for a living. I'm an animator. I'm a 2D animator. So this isn't coming from somebody who like doesn't have like a dog in the fight, you know? So horror channels stole your content? Not really, Tom Brady. We kind of got into it a little bit already. Yes and no. Yes and no. Bonjour. Off topic. Why do people now pronounce culture? I've never heard anyone say culture. I don't know, John. I'm not sure. you tell those people what's up. You tell them what's up. Hobo Yeti did some cool AI videos about homeless living. Yeah, see, that's the kind of funny stuff I'm talking about. That's just somebody who's like, yeah, I have this funny idea, and I can have AI help me have this funny idea come into play. And if that funny idea is better than what somebody made without AI, then fine. If anything, you can always choose to watch or not watch things. That nothing's changed like that. You can always do that. And I would argue that if somebody's making stuff like that with AI, it actually pushes artists to be even more creative, because that means that we now have to stand out and do things that AI couldn't replicate or would have a very hard time replicating. To me, that's much more of an exciting prospect, is seeing what other artists like come up with in terms of like, this AI couldn't do this kind of a thing, no matter how hard it tried, you know? And that's kind of the beauty of it. All AI art is very generic because it has to be trained on pre-existing art that is common, you know? Just how it goes. That's why you see the stuff where it's like, here's the Miyazaki filter and here's the comic book filter. It's because there's like they have, endless data to feed into it to make stuff look like that. Let's see. Andy Dick, he went camping once. I doubt it. I doubt he did. Yeah, HangCon. Yeah. Any thoughts on doing small plops with Kevin and rating the pro toilet paper? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't think it would play. That's my, that doesn't really matter. It's public. That's my Reddit name, is small plops. I rarely go on there. Off topic. Why? Oh, we already. I'm going out of order. I confirm with AI for my stuff. There you go. Get Sam to go with you to HangCon. I think we actually talked about it. I think I actually talked to Sam Bananas about it. And I think he said he was down to go, even though he like never uses a hammock. I haven't used a hammock all summer. I've been loving the little tent that I got. It's just so great. I watched How I Met Your Mother, same episode on stream versus TV. And on TV, they changed their posters to modern movie ads and stuff. Yeah, see, that's a little lame. That's weird. That's really, I haven't heard of that. That is weird. That's a little uncomfortable. It is a little weird, especially because it's, then you're just messing with original content and stuff and changing it. It's like, oh, it's just movie posters. Yeah, but it could be anything, I don't like that at all. I'm not cool with that. That's weird. How much money, extra money, are you really going to make because somebody saw like an ad for like a new Spider-Man movie in the background of How I Met Your Mother? A show that whoever's watching the show is well aware that it's not currently airing. It's just going to be a distraction, if nothing else. I'm not surprised, though. Not surprised at all. AI is currently blah. The prevalence of psychopathy in the general population is around 4%. 4%. Daffy Duck. Therefore, it is advisable to use perimeter alarm around your camp. Yeah, that's a lot of work, though. That's a lot of work. Making YouTube content is an artist thing. Yeah, it definitely has an element of that. I think a lot of things are art that people wouldn't maybe not. It's I've gone off on this again too, but like people like put so much stock in the word art, and that's kind of frustrating too. It's like anytime somebody says it's art, it's like all of a sudden untouchable. And by the way, everything is art. And I agree, a lot of things are art. I think like computer programming could be art, or like engineering and like electronics, like creating like a circuit board. Like, how is that not art? Like, if you look at a circuit board, like really look at it, how that's art. It's art. It's absolutely art. it's just art of a different style, of a different variety. But I don't like how people be like, oh, this is art, therefore it's valid. They use that a lot for stupid tags. They went like, I wrote, the revolution is now on a bench. It's art. No, it's not. You're a loser. And you're unoriginal. Think of a better thing to spray paint. I'm confused. Are you pro or against AI? Well, it's nuanced on both. It depends on the AI. I'll say it again. I'm not against it being used as a tool to make things easier for various professions or otherwise. I'm not even against it existing at all, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to tear it down and make fun of it. I think tons of stuff should or shouldn't exist. Sometimes what I think should or shouldn't exist doesn't matter. Sometimes it just deserves to be made fun of. And I think it's bottom feeder, low effort garbage content to take clips of other people's videos, reframe them in a different way, and make a fake script with a fake voiceover and pump them out. That's just like, you're not a creative. You're not a creator. Well, I said it, you're a bottom feeder. Is this still live? Yes, John, we're still live, baby. Still live, probably. I still have an error message. I do feel like there's a lot of fear mongering about AI and taking jobs. I don't know if it's fear mongering. I think people have a legitimate right to be afraid of it. I think it's scary. It's going to change everything. It is changing everything already. Absolutely. I'm just not as doom and gloom about it as a lot of people are. Again, I'm saying this as an artist. I'm talking mostly about AI art too. AI encompasses so many different things. Like if you're be like, okay, now, oh, you're okay with that? You must be okay with AI-driven military vehicles bombing Afghanistan. No, okay, no. That's why I'm trying to be like very precise about what I think is okay and not. Yes, as a programmer, it's definitely art. Yeah, absolutely. You ever see like a screen of code? It's kind of, I don't even know what it says. It's kind of beautiful. All right. I'll answer this question in a minute. Shay says, I want to hear your merch ideas. When can we expect to see some? I'll answer that question in a minute, Shay, because I want to wrap it up. I want to tie it in to something else that I want to say. I think I put that in the title, right? There can be an announcement. I can't remember. I had a few different titles that I was going with. Either I do want to talk about something other than the AI stuff. That was just a major topic that I wanted to take. I wanted to make a video on it or something, but I was like, it might be more apt for just like a little bit of a live stream to kind of just like see what other people think, see what they have to say, bounce some ideas off of them, stuff like that. Plumbing is art. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, plumbing can be art. Yeah, are you kidding me? The precision of plumbing. Yeah, of course. Excuse me. But then it's like some people will be like, oh, the crumpled shirt on my floor is art. It's just like, I mean, yeah, but it's not the same as like, good art. It's not the same as like effort being put in. Thanks for making videos around our area. I use AI to learn, program, and clarify math. It can be used for great things and horrible slop. Please prove ghosts don't exist at Sonya's asylum. Sonya doesn't have an asylum, as a prison. A couple prisons. It maybe used to have an asylum, but maybe it was torn down. But yes, I would love for a ghost or a Bigfoot. In fact, if a ghost and a Bigfoot like got together and just were like, we're gonna show this guy what's up, I would love it. I would love to be proven wrong that ghosts and Bigfoot don't exist, but they don't exist, guys. I'm sorry. I know that's hard to hear. Neither do skinwalkers. It's like the lamest one, by the way. I'm sorry. Like that's skinwalker. It's a thing that like popped into existence in the last like 5-10 years, where it's just like skinwalkers. Okay. All right, guys. Fairy tales. It's adults just loving fairy tales. Oh man, this chat keeps moving too fast. When I say move too fast, I mean I'm like up on it and I scroll and it just skips down to the bottom instead of like scrolling. Marcel Duchamp presented a urinal as art. Sure, yeah. Art can be many things. AI has replaced clip art for small biz. Yeah, I could see that. as it should. It's better. It should replace it. Better things should replace the things that aren't as good. It's much easier to create clip art by just writing a prompt. It's like, I want a blue milkshake with red cherry or something like that. Instead of like rolling through like the closest approximation you can for clip art. And if clip art companies are smart, they would have transitioned already. I live in the city where Kodak is headquartered. All right. That's all I need to say about that. And Xerox and Bosch and Lomb, although they're not as egregiously irrelevant. Train tracks streams are nice to see. Okay. Glad you think so. Art is made with intent. AI has no thoughts to express. It just makes mashups of other people's art. Yeah, for sure. The argument can be made that a lot of artists do that. I think I do. I've been inspired by other artists, especially when I was younger. But I do freelance for a living. So I often get like, hey, can you make something like this? I always say like, it's going to look like I drew it, but I can kind of go towards that style. I'm not like someone who doesn't have an identity in my art and can just whip up something. Those people are incredibly talented. I'm not one of them. Everything that I draw is going to look like I drew it, but because I have a style. But all the time people are like, hey, can you do this? Can you make this? Can you do this? And I have to look at somebody else's art and kind of try and approximate that just as part of my job. So I don't think like that inherently is that bad, because that's just what artists use references. They look at photographs and that's a whole thing. But I think that's more of it sucks more that it just turns into super generic than just the thought, just the audacity of it, I guess. It just makes everything look samey. Other than, it sucks. It's like, oh yeah, I took all the information, just stuck that out. Yeah. Like, oh, stolen art, whatever. Yeah. That's not great, but that's like the least egregious thing to me. That's just like, okay, well, everybody who's been using the internet at least should know that everything you put on the internet was never private or for you. I've never ever been like, not replicatable or not completely public if you put something out on the internet. So that argument to me where it's just like, oh, it stole all these people's art. It's like, okay, well, they put it out on the internet in a place where they had no control over what happened to it. I know that it was popular to do. I've done it. Of course I've done it. I do it. I still do it. But we do these things, and it's just like, oh, well, nobody knew AI existed and we didn't know this was going to happen. It's just like, well, okay, well, that's why you don't always need to have a reaction of something in order to change your behavior. I was in the 90s when I knew that everything I did and put online was going to be potentially there forever or potentially like used against me if someday. Like I was like a kid, like when using like AOL when this concept was true to me. So I don't know. It's hard for me to believe people are so naive to where like going online and posting your art, this, that, and the other thing at some point isn't going to be eaten up by the machine. You're putting it in the mouth of the machine. Of course the machine is going to eat it. That's just self-evident to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Hey, Kevin, great video. Whoa. Thank you. Sorry, the chat keeps going. What's your favorite anime? I think Cowboy Bebop is the best one, even JoJo. I don't really like anime at all. I just like anime for the same reason I was talking about AI art. Kind of looks, it not even just looks the same. It's like all samey. A lot of the stories are the same. I used to like anime in high school. Having said that, Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime because that's what I liked in high school. I have no thoughts or viewership on anything an anime made past like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. But everybody loves something. I love tons of wacky stuff. I like sometimes like games that dip into that. Like I like a good Final Fantasy. I just beat Metal Gear Solid Delta. That's not anime, but like it's made by Hideo Kojima and it has like a flair, even though it like looks more realistic. Anyway, I'm going all over the place here in the chat. Sorry if I'm missing stuff. Go into how you deal with your human waste when you're stealth camping. Well, I'd like dig a little hole like anybody else. Just go in there and cover it up. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anybody who has plumbed before can test the art form of it. I'm a plumber. It can definitely be an art, especially when you have a talented welder or someone who can sweat copper without grapes of solder. Gross. I still think a small plot's graveyard camp. Yeah, I'm just looking for the right graveyard, honestly, Gloom. One of these days. I used to be against it, but then Sam Bananas had like a really good counter that has kind of changed my mind on it. And he says, well, if I was dead in this graveyard, if this guy was just here camping, I would think of more of it as just like, hey, here's like some company. This guy's just like chilling with me. As long as he's being respectful, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I kind of wouldn't either. I originally thought it was just disrespectful to do, especially because I'm making a YouTube video on it and stuff. But I don't know. I probably will at some point. I've come around. Thanks to Sam Banana's wise words. Skinwalkers are just the Wendigo with a better publicist. Too true. Wendigo. Doug, I'm late. Hey, Kevin. You can go back to the beginning and watch, Doug. Anyone can. If you like come into the middle of live stream, you can just like move the thing back to the start or something wherever and watch from there. Won't be live, of course, but it'll be like, 10 minutes delayed or whatever it is. Doesn't really matter. Nothing's like up to the day. It's not like I'm, watching like a battle go down or something. Small plops deals with stealth camping near sewage treatment plants. Yeah, right. The stink. I remember I went to a sewage treatment plant once for a school trip, and I just remember there were like these big circular like huts that were basically just like vats of diarrhea. That's what they were, just full of poop. And there was like a platform that went out into the middle of them that kind of looked like a diving board. That's not what it was. It was for like, I'm sure it was like testing or something like that. But it just looked like a big pool of diarrhea with a diving board. Yeah. Hell 9000 says, I admit I sometimes find it hard to discern between human and skinwalkers. Well, yes, because they're the same thing. Anytime you see a skinwalker, it's a human. That's why you have a hard time differentiating. I haven't seen anything over the years, but not even a complete Bigfoot. I haven't even seen a foot of a Bigfoot. Hey, we got me Urbex with the super chat from like a little bit ago. Sorry, I'm just seeing that for the first time now. Thank you so much for the super chat saying, love your stuff, camp more. I try, I went on a whole string of camping a ton. It's tough to get out every single week, but when I can, I do. I think I had like 6 or more in a row, and I took a week off to do something else and did like 5 more in a row. I've been hitting it hard this summer. Bigfoot is blurry. Bigfoot is by definition blurry. Mitch Hedberg. Yes. He says me Urbex. I love Mitch Hedberg. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, though. You're probably talking to somebody else. Chia asks, how did you get into freelance art? I'm a mostly traditional artist in Rochester, and I'm trying to start getting into selling it. Yeah, so my freelance art is a little bit different than like selling my art. I take on jobs like for animation, illustration too sometimes, but they don't really usually pay that great, and I just don't enjoy those jobs as much. I'm definitely more of an animator, which includes illustration, of course, but I prefer to like draw something than like make it move. But something weird's going on outside. I was I've been doing it for coming up on 12 years this spring. I was working a line cook job for about 10 years, different restaurants, restaurants come and go. And I was in my late 20s, and I was just like, I got to do something. I'm going to be a line cook for the rest of my life if I don't do something now. And I was like, I have these talents and passions that I want to do, and I feel like they're going to waste. And I need to at least try to do something with them. So I started freelance animating. I moved to Denver, where I had a buddy that lives there still. And I could have like super cheap rent at his place. I was paying like $250 a month. He was just like had a place that was just like cheap, and it's just cheap for everybody. He wasn't like giving me a deal or anything. It was just a cheap place. It was, not the most, it wasn't a total, slum, but it wasn't like amazing. And I wouldn't consider it like super nice. He says he's done a lot with it now, but it's been a while since I've seen it. He still lives there, but and yeah, I scraped the bottom. I had to race to the bottom. I took on little tiny crap jobs and built up a portfolio and did it for years and years. And I still take on a lot of random jobs, but most of my jobs now come from repeat clients. But I'm always open to taking on work from new people. In fact, I'm especially this summer, I've been taking on a lot of extra ones. I've been just trying to push, trying to save up for this wedding. When I say save up, I mean replace money that I've already spent on it and get some for future spends. Yeah. I love freelance, but I don't know if I want to do it forever. Grass is always greener, right? I don't have any coworkers. I work alone. I've worked alone for the past 12 years. So there's none of that, which is pluses and minuses of that, I guess. I don't work for a business. I don't get like benefits or anything like that. Everything's on me. Every little thing. Marketing, emails, finding work, producing work, finishing work, setting deadlines, or milestones for deadlines, rather. I don't always set the deadlines. In fact, I rarely set the deadlines. But yeah. I hope that answers your question. I know it's a little bit different than trying to sell your stuff. If you're like a local artist, I would start with like maybe going to coffee shops. Sometimes coffee shops buy art to put on their walls and like they put like a price on it. But I would, look for new coffee shops opening up. A lot of coffee shops already established with that. I don't know. That's I haven't created a physical piece of art in so long. I can't even think of the last time. I sat down. It's probably like 2016, maybe. Last time I sat down and like painted anything on a canvas. I haven't even like doodled in a sketchbook. Like 100% of my art is. I'm on the screen right now. Actually, I draw on it. I have my pen here. That is just for the screen. Okay. Anyway, just lost about 40 people talking about that. All right. Well, guys, let me know. I'll get into the announcements here in a second here. But let me know if you have any more thoughts on the spooky camping videos, what I said about the reframing or the AI, if you haven't already, stuff like that. And then we'll get into some announcements that I want to talk to before getting up on out of here. Finish off the beer here. I love getting these little pint glasses and splitting them into two, like smaller ones. It's just so nice. Okay. In your videos, you appear mildly inconvenienced, like camping is a chore. Oh, I try not to. I always have a blast. Sometimes I am annoyed, depending on like what's happening. But I always have fun. Any place where you can kayak or canoe camp? Yeah, so Sam Bananas and I, Sam's actually coming up here finally in 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that. And we're gonna go on a kayaking canoe trip through my area. Excuse me. I live really close to the river. So what we're gonna do is either go down the river or go down the canal. The canal intersects the river, so it doesn't really matter. And go for 2 nights. Do just like a few miles a day. I'm very inexperienced paddler, let alone paddle camper, so we're not trying to push it too far, but we'll be doing a few miles a day, going camping for 2 nights, and then ending up back downtown in the city where I live. So that will be cool. Look forward to that. Probably be posted closer to the end of September, most likely. I'm very excited. It's been about a year since Sam and I have camped together. So yeah, I'm pumped. I gotta get a kayak, a blow up kayak. I'm a graveyards fan. I visit all I can find. Oh yeah, no, I love like graveyards, old cemeteries, old churches, like the architecture of like all that stuff is beautiful. Different era. Kevin, how are you? Love the channel. You should have a companion on your adventures, a pup, girlfriend. Take care. Be safe. Canadian flag. Yeah, one of these days I'll get a pup. My fiance comes. She's camped with me before, not on any stealth camps or anything. The last time was almost about a year ago now. She's never like it's always like, hey, I think I made the joke where like she had like her, clearly female hands making the Bloody Marys, and I was like, here I am making the Bloody Marys. But she likes camping. She likes to look her best, and she doesn't want to wear makeup while camping, so therefore doesn't want to be on camera not looking her best. That's basically what it is. So you probably won't see her. If you want to see her, I mean, she's on my Instagram. It's not like she's a secret. She just doesn't want to be on videos looking like how she would look while camping. I think she's beautiful no matter what, for the record. I think she's being silly, but do you anticipate doing any risky urban stealth camps, like not in the woods this fall? Yeah, I have a few. I actually have a few camps I want to do that I was like, oh, I should do this, but I should wait till the fall because it doesn't require leaf coverage. Because that's always something when it comes into the fall and winter, and I'm trying to think of camps, and I'm just like, oh, I could do this camp, but it's I gotta wait till summer because it needs leaves. And sometimes it's hard to do stuff. So I have a couple, stashed away in the back of my head or written down. I have lists and stuff that are going to be good for like fall and winter because they don't require leaf coverage. Yeah. So please look forward to those. Please look forward. Was the Denver place better than your best camping spots? Yes, still better than that. Do you ever write scripts for anime and someone else illustrates it? No. I don't know why people get this idea that I watch anime. I don't watch anime or write scripts for anime. And if I did, I would be the one to make it because that is my job. And I have stuff. I have stuff that I want to do with that outside of freelance. I have a whole, actually, like I've been slowly scripting out like a game, like an RPG. That's unlike anything I've ever seen before. But it's gonna take years. I don't know. I'm gonna be using like a simple like game maker engine with like basic coding and stuff. I don't have time to like get really too deep into it. But we'll have interesting visuals and story and concepts. And then I'll try to figure out how to make good gameplay. I've just never done it before. Irritated like the Buddy Heater event. Yeah. That's annoying. Or like, it's not, I'm not like annoyed while camping that often. I think like the last time was like during the super rainy camp, and I was trying to set up the tarp, and like every little string kept getting caught on something or falling in poison ivy or doing something, and I was just like, you get to be at the end of your rope sometimes, and you edit out the let's see. Thanks for responding. Looking forward to that video. Yes, of course. Thanks for responding to my question. For the record, I'm so happy and proud that you did something with your talents. Not everybody has the courage to follow through with that. Well, thank you. I don't think it was courage; it was fear. That pushed me. I have fear of regrets, and I'm glad I did, because if I was my age now and I hadn't done that, I'd be pretty depressed. Personally, I'm not saying people that don't do that should be depressed. I'm saying me personally. I felt like someone's crawling on my leg. Okay, I'll answer this question. Then we'll get into some announcements here, and we'll close it up. A nice tidy hour and a half stream. What's the coldest you ever camped? Mine was negative 19 degrees Fahrenheit in Sleet, Western Virginia. I think that's what WVA means, right? Did a year backpacking and second weekend of the month, no matter what. God, that was cold. Yeah. The coldest camp was maybe my first ever winter camp. I didn't film this. It wasn't on small plots, but it was like single digits without the wind chill. And then it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds. And like, it was like basically like a mini ice storm happening. My buddy went out. We were planning on doing 2 nights. When we got there, realized we were in over our head, spent the night. It was so windy that I was like laying down and I had the crappy tent that I still use on occasion. Like I took it to the campground, that weird like green and orange one. That was the tent I was using. And it was so windy. I was laying on my back and the wind was pressing the tent down to where like the top of the tent was like this far away from my face. Like it was like that bad. And then we woke up the next day. We're like, yeah, let's call it. Let's go home. And let's call it. That's the only other time I ever called a camp outside of the other month on small plots. It was my first ever winter camp. And we didn't even call it. We still spent the night. We just didn't spend the second night. All right. So, all right. Now that not everybody's gone. Now that the cool people are left. All right. So, yeah, a couple announcements here. People have been asking for these things for a long time. You've seen me put out the feelers over the past few months. And I'm finally ready to pull the trigger on some merch and memberships. I've decided I'm going with YouTube memberships. Now, what do you get with YouTube memberships? Well, I'm glad you asked. People ask me, Kevin, what do you get with YouTube memberships? And I tell them, I say to them, well, with YouTube memberships, you get, well, it's going to start with one extra free video a month, and I'm going to wrap it up to 2. I'm not going to try to burn myself out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an alternative series running for YouTube memberships. That series will change depending on how people like it, how I like it, how it's going. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create Life in a Jar. So that'll be like a little side series that goes on. That's going to be members only. And then once I get comfortable posting those, maybe in the next 6 months or so, I hope to add another video weekly that would be more of like a podcast form like this, but not live. More a little tighter, maybe like start with a half hour, go from there. Tackle, have it be more structured, have it be like, hey, okay, here's the topic, here's like a write-in, here's a thing, not necessarily just be me waffling. It'll be more like something more structured. So look forward to that. I hope people are excited. Now, memberships, obviously, if you don't want to do the membership, that's totally fine. Nothing will change. Nothing about the channel will change if you don't want to do the memberships. But I wanted to have that option out there for those that want it, because I've gotten a lot of inquiries about it. Oh, thank you, Joe Sable, for the super chat. He says thanks, but I say thanks and thanks. I appreciate that. As you can see, people just give money without me even asking. So I'm like, well, hey, I should actually, like, if people want to give me money for stuff, I should provide something in the form of content for them. And that's kind of what this is. It's a little bit something extra for people that want to give a little something extra. So I'm not sure exactly the launch of that, but it will be in the next week or so, I imagine. And then, yeah, so just to reiterate, yeah, started off with 1 extra video a month and then kind of up it to 2 in the next few months, once I get more comfortable and gauge interest. If there's like 2 people that are interested, then I'm like, oh crap. All right. That's why I've been waiting until now. But I want to do something fun for people that enjoy the videos. It's not really going to be any extra camping videos. I'll put out some maybe behind the scenes camping stuff. I have a whole scene that I cut out of my most recent camping video that I might put up, where I walk around and I find weird markers on trees. I took it out because I wasn't sure it was going to rain. So I filmed extra stuff because rain was so touch and go. And I was like, well, if it doesn't rain, I'm going to need something in the video. So I went for a walk and I looked around and it did rain. So I just ended up not including it. I don't usually do that in videos. Usually what I do makes it for the most part. But yeah, so please look forward to that. Also, merch. Yes, I see people more excited about merch. I see in there. We see beer koozies. Yes, we'll have beer koozies. We'll have t-shirts. We'll have all the cool stuff. I want to get a hat in there. I want to get like a beanie. And probably stuff that I haven't even considered yet. I'm looking into a few different things. I don't want to get the cheapest crap, Ideal. I don't have the space for this, so I'm gonna have to go through something like Teespring or something like that. Ideally, someday I would like to have a company that I directly, a high quality company that I directly buy all the merch from and then ship them out to people like myself, or hire somebody to do that. That's way down the line though. Way down the line. Let me start the freaking thing first, right? So yeah, I see a lot of beer koozies. I think we sell a lot of beer koozies. Yeah, so merch is coming. I've got little designs here and there for stuff I want to use, both small plots branded and just like camping stuff in general. Try not to get too into like the inside jokes too much. Those sound like a good idea at the time, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What I would love to do is have like a 1 month a rotating shirt. Like have staples, like have the beer, like a beer koozie, a shirt, a hat, whatever. And then every month have a new shirt that's only available for that month. On top of the other stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. And that shirt will be like a wild card. It might be like a weird thing that I drew or like something like completely non-related. Have it be like a small plots collector's item kind of. So there's that. There's that. There's that announcement. Very excited about that announcement. And then the other announcement is kind of like camping with Sam Bananas the next few weeks, but I already blew my load on that one. I already talked about camping with Sam Bananas, which I'm also very excited for. Alex says, I don't use any cards or anything on YouTube, so I won't see them. Oh, it's all right, buddy. You don't have to worry about it. Do memberships, but don't restrict videos for everyone. No, the only the members. I'm still thinking of like a name. It'll be like Small Plots Elite or something like that. I'm still working out the cost too. I want it to be commensurate. Also considering growth of content. Like I said, I'll start out with 1 extra video a week, go to 2. I'll reiterate, they're not going to be camping videos. You're not getting like 2 extra stealth camping videos a week. They'll be much easier to produce. I can't, you get 1 camping video a week at most. That's all I can do. I think we need a Genesee small plot sour. That'd be great. That would have to be them reaching out to me though. Any beer that wants to do with small plots or anything, I can't approach them for that. They wouldn't care. They'd be like, oh yeah, I bet you do want a beer named after you. Rain, that's your middle name. It always rains. Not as much as Sam Bananas. I wish it rained more for my videos. I like camping in the rain. And people like watching people camp in the rain. It's win-win. Win-win. Oh my God. Glenn Malloy. Thank you. He's rage quitting, but then tipped me. So thank you, Glenn Malloy. I appreciate it. I'm sorry you're rage quitting or whatever that GIF means. It says rage quit. But yeah, I decided to go with YouTube memberships over PayPal, even though YouTube memberships charge more. For the major reason, just less friction. I know a lot of my viewership skews a little bit older than me. It's like a little bit younger than me, my age, but is like 50%, and then like the other 50% is just like older than me. And I know a lot of older people that it's just like, what, I got to go out on a site and I got to go Patreon, I got to sign up for another thing and put my information in this website, and I don't blame them. So I decided to go with YouTube memberships just because it's less friction. It's just like, oh, here's the content I'm already watching, and then I can just, if I want more in the same exact place, I can pay a little bit more in the same exact place. So I'll be making less money on YouTube memberships and Patreon. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see the scale. Like if I'll be making, if it was like 1-to-1, I'd be making less money. But I have a feeling that because of the lack of friction on YouTube memberships, that hopefully more people will sign up than it would be if I did Patreon. But I'm new to this, so I don't know. Three Heads does some fun collabs. They just did a House of Guitars brew. Yeah, I love Three Heads. Been drinking a lot of Three Heads lately. I actually had the kind I know is like their old staple, but like yesterday I was like, I'm kind of in the mood for just like an old school IPA, and I got the kind, and it was delightful. It's good beer. It's just a good solid, just like basic IPA. Still good after all these years. And then I had a buddy who got married and had like a brief, like sort of like a reception, like a little while after he got married at Three Heads the other week. That was fun. Yeah, good to go. Let's see. Members eat Space Kitties. Yeah, if that wasn't somebody else's brand. Plots Kitties, maybe. I've thought about something like that, or just kitties. I don't know. I think I have to have it be self-explanatory. instead of being like, I'd rather have it be like obvious what it is than cute. You know what I mean? So it's more like small plot plus, or small plots elite, or small plots extra, something. I think that would be better to name it something like that. Then have all the thumbnails just have like a little tag on it. They'll have the green thing around them anyway. But yeah, I just want to make extra content that I think people will like and that I'll enjoy making. It'll be simpler stuff. Like I said, the first series I want to do is creating a life in a jar. Maybe I'll have a couple of jars. I'll experiment. I'll do some things. I've experimented with this in the past off camera, but I haven't really touched it since like 2023. So I still have like all the stuff that I need to do it. I'm just gonna do better this time. Maybe I'll do like a water one and a land one. I have 2 jars. Are we only talking beer? I don't know. I must have missed something. Beer plots, yeah. Tarp rainfall sounds good. Yeah, I'm excited to camp in the rain this fall. So yeah, merch coming, small plots memberships coming. Oh man. Yeah, this chat's being weird. I got to the bottom and then it like updates. Did I accidentally turn slow mode on and then like 30 more things pop up? Can I just send you a check? No, unfortunately, that's not the way it works. It's if you have any finances set up through Google, it should work. That's why I'm saying it's like not everybody does, but a lot of people do. Whether it's the App Store or you've rented a movie or given super chats on whatever it is, a lot of people just already have their finances in with Google, for better or for worse. So that's why it's very simple. It's like you click join, and then Google's just like, yeah, we'll use this card or whatever. I've never done it, so I don't know. But I imagine it's something like that. Maybe soon be able to move to some medium plots. Never moving to medium plots. Overrated medium plots. Small plots only for me. Small plots only for me all time. Full stop. Read a couple more chats. We'll get up on out of here. The jars, yeah, those jars were not from Jar Life. The jars from the Jars video were mostly left over from. I make meat hot sauce every year. I did a video of it one year. It's my one episode of Small Pots, my cooking sub series, Small Pots with Kevin. I cooked meat hot. It was maybe like 3 years ago now. And I do that every Christmas. I do that every year. And those jars, and I give them to people. I divvy them up in jars and I like give them away. So that's what those jars were from. I got to get more. I'm out. I have like 2 left and I use them to drink water out of. Bebe says, I like watching people drink beer. Well, I'm glad you like small plots there, Bebe. I have curiosity. Have you ever used a lay flat hammock? No, I have not. I lay flat in my regular hammock. You just have to know how to lay. I've seen the lay flat hammocks. It just seems like a whole lot of extra stuff. Like I already lay flat. You just have to lay at it diagonally, kind of like you're being swaddled. I lay flat all the time. Sometimes I screw it up and I'm just like, bleh. But most of the time I try to lay flat. Do you call us weird? Maybe. Sounds about right. I don't even know what you're talking about though. What is your beverage of consumption today? Kevin asks, Manny? Got the what is it? What I call it? Beltline Brewery. I think it is. I always forget the name of this. I think it's Beltline Brewery. The double juicy sour ale. It's delightful. I was in the mood for a sour. Tom Brady says, "Can we send you cash in the mail?" You can. It won't do much for your YouTube membership. I would. There'd be like no way for me to even do that. I don't think I can turn it on for people without like manually like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can. Maybe you can. But it's like a monthly. It'd be like a monthly charge. But that's too much. That's way too much work for me to say that I'll do that for anybody. I would just. I've way too deep into ADHD to make any promises like that. Sometimes it takes me. I got like emails. It takes me like a week to get back to. Which reminds me, I got to answer emails like when I get off stream. Small pots. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. It's been about an hour and a half exactly here. I hope you had fun chatting about those stinky spookers, those stinky spooky channels. Hope you had fun chatting about the new upcoming memberships and merch. Seems like people are way more interested in merch than the memberships. I don't think I've said a single word about the memberships. Other than the where to send money. I'm excited. I'm excited to launch them, see how they do, see how people like them, take feedback and stuff like this. But this has been Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. Don't forget, new episodes of Small Plots every Tuesday, 6:30. Yeah, no, we do the live streams. We do the camping most of the time, but I like to get into the live streams every once in a while, touch base with you fine people. Shay's signing up. Of course, Shay, you've become like one of my biggest fans in the last few weeks. You're commenting all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Alec, you've been around since the beginning. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I super appreciate it. And I'll catch you on that. I still have a big error thing on my screen. Nexty. Mwah.